the story that stood out to me most was Gladys's, that story of immigration and coming to Australia and having that question of, oh, where are you really from? Just, I guess, having this conflict in your head about what is your identity, and then other people questioning that as well.
I think Ernie's story. So my partner's parents, their parents, two of them perished in the Holocaust. So to hear that story, it resonated with me.
So Tina's journey with queerness was one that I guess I could relate to, but not on the same level at all. But just to hear how, I guess, like, applied she is in activism, it's something that I could only ever wish to get to that level.
I really enjoyed the story about the Vietnamese family that spent time in the Philippines. Amazing story, really, when they came out to Australia and the fellow returned to help other Vietnamese people leave and immigrate to other countries.
It was important for me to represent the diversity as well, and to raise issues like that women can seek asylum and queer people can seek asylum. For me, I felt safe sharing my story, and I felt ready, but also I felt that I was able to share my story on my conditions and not to fall into the trap of victimhood.
So the story which stood out most to me was Nasir, because his story of belonging and struggle with identity really resonated with myself, and how long people have to be in Australia before they can identify as Australian.
Every person have a full control under their stories. If they were not happy how they were described in this book, they can change it something, how they would like it. I think that's very important, how we represent, and we can give their voices and amplify their voices.
I think as a nation, Australia would be fundamentally worse off if we hadn't, as a nation, at various times when compassion called for it, opened our doors to people who needed help.
Yeah, I think stories about hope is really important in terms of changing the narrative around the stories that we hear about people from refugee backgrounds. Their background is only a very small part of that, and being a refugee is only a small part of that. So I think stories about hope really shows that a person has so much more to them than just their refugee stories.